The three most relevant sustainable developmental goals for my city of Vancouver are increasing the housing density, um, preserving the spaces around the city, such as the waters and the natural life around it, because that's where they get most of their energy from, and expanding the public transit, because that's how Vancouver has planned to become more environmentally sustainable by removing all their emissions and getting people to stop using personal cars. So, in order for them to so some of the problems I mentioned, such as the population density and stuff like that, they can be improved by decreasing like the housing costs, because Vancouver is currently on the top 100 most expensive cities in the world. So they can find a way to decrease the cost of living there. Then they can increase the density of the city, and that would help it be more sustainable. For the green spaces, when they're building more buildings, the Vancouver and the cities can set out like a certain area that can't be touched or like can't be destroyed, like forests and the waterways, because Vancouver gets a lot of its energy from dams and waters. And in order to track this, they could just see how much of it's like left in a certain amount of time, or how much like are they able to actually keep from being untouched. Public transit, they have already tried to increase that a bunch, but they can just add more government funding and just keep helping it. In order to assess and measure these strategies, they can take a census of the like area, or just a certain area that's underpopulated, and see however they use if it's increasing or decreasing, and just trying to see what other changes can be made. If the cost goes down and the population's going up, then that'd be good. For the greens and like the natural life, just seeing how much of the emissions are still there and how much like plant life is still there. And then for the public transportation, which I think is the biggest one, because by 2050, Vancouver is trying to become a completely green city, only running off of just natural powers and just creating not that many carbon emissions. They can see how many people are taking public transportation or taking modes that are not a personal car, and they can track this by just looking at the roads and decrease in traffic, or just by how many people get onto a bus each day and track it that way.